National Assembly to take over the function of the Rivers State House of Assembly. That is our topic for today, or that is the grounds upon which we'll be discussing today. I repeat the topic for today: Rivers State crisis and the powers of the National Assembly to take over the functions of the Rivers State House of Assembly. So you remember that since October of 2023, there have been some political turmoil, some political crisis in Rivers State that erupted as a result of a semi-political rivalry, of semi-political feud between the governor of Rivers State, Simeon Fubara, and the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Chief Barrister Ezebunwonye Somwike, which has equally snowballed into the Rivers State House of Assembly, which initially has 32 lawmakers. But unfortunately, on September 11th, 2023, one of the lawmakers from Ogoni axis of the state died, and leaving 31 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. But out of that 31 members, 27 of those out of that 31 members were pro-Wike, that is pro the immediate past governor, while 4 out of those members were pro-Fubara. That means they were supporting the immediate governor, the current governor of Rivers State, Simeon Fubara. Now, that means there was a polarized house, a house of division, a house of commotion, if you want to call it, for lack of better words. And what this entails is that we now had 2 speakers of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Initially, Mr. Martin Amewule and Mr. Edison Ehihe. Mr. Martin Amewule leading the 27 members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State, while Mr. Edison Ehihe leading the other 4 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Fast forward to January of 2024, Mr. Edison Ehihe resigned his position as a member of the House of Assembly, so I take up the appointment as the Chief of Staff to Governor Simeon Fubara, leaving that position of the Speaker for the factional members loyal to the governor open. And then Mr. Oko Jumbo was now elected as the Speaker, now leading 3 members of the House of Assembly, as against Mr. Martin Amewule, who is now leading 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And people have been asking since then, what happens to this very powerful tier of government that is supposed to be in charge of lawmaking? Is it that the business of lawmaking has been thrown to the gutters in Rivers State, and as such, there is lawlessness per se in Rivers State in terms of lawmaking? And the question now is, what is the remedy under the law? Or are there remedies truly under the law? Is there a thing that the law ought to do, or a procedure that ought to be taken that is yet to be taken? That is what we'll be discussing today. And it's because some lovers of Rivers State, some interested parties in Rivers State, some advocates in Rivers State has postulated, or they have suggested, that the National Assembly should not take over the business of lawmaking in Rivers State and take charge of Rivers State House of Assembly. And we've asked ourselves the question, is this right? They cited the example of Kogi State during the time of Idris Wada as governor of Kogi State during the 2013s. They cited the issue of Edo State in 2011, 2013 also, when they had similar scuffles in the Edo State House of Assembly. And they said, why shouldn't this play out also in Rivers State? Why shouldn't the National Assembly take over the functions of Rivers State House of Assembly? But our business here in Let's Talk with Asset Litigation is to discuss the validity or the legality of such suggestion or such advice. Is such advice a valid advice under the law? Does our law permit the National Assembly to take over the functions of a state house of assembly, knowing that they are both legislative house, but the National Assembly, which is comprises of the House of Representatives and the Senate, is in charge of legislation in the federal level, while the House of Assembly of each state is in charge of legislation in each state of the federation. Now, what the law provides is that, yes, the National Assembly has the powers to take over the function of any state House of Assembly in the Federation. But there must be two existing circumstances that will warrant the National Assembly to take over the functions of a state House of Assembly. Number one of such circumstance is where the Federation of Nigeria is at war, and it is impossible for a state House of Assembly to carry out its constitutional function of lawmaking. That is the first circumstance that may take place before the National Assembly can take over the function of any state House of Assembly. The second situation that should arise is where it is impracticable for the members of the state House of Assembly to sit and conduct the business of lawmaking. Where it is impracticable for members of a state House of Assembly to sit and then carry out the business of lawmaking as a result of prevailing circumstances in the state. Mark that word, prevailing circumstances in the state. That means the circumstances that should warrant the House not to be able to carry out its function must be circumstances that came or arose within the state, that state in particular. And here in Rivers State, what are these circumstances? The circumstance that the House of Assembly now has two speakers. The House of Assembly now has a 27-man House of Assembly and a 3-man House of Assembly. The House of Assembly now sits in two different venues. One sits at the legislative quarters in Port Harcourt, while the other one sits at the government house chamber inside the government house. So, can we say that these three situations are prevailing situations within Rivers State that has made the Rivers State House of Assembly not to sit? That answer will be answered by you. Yes, you are wonderful listeners. Now, the second situation here is that they are unable to carry out their legislative function. You may ask, between December, when all these issues of two speakers, two different House of Assembly, two different cities started, has there been lawmaking in Rivers State? It is on record that between December 2023 and June 2024, the Rivers State House of Assembly, headed by Martins Amewule, has enacted 7 bills into law. All 7 bills, the governor did not assent to it, and then they vetoed the governor and then passed it into law, including the controversial local government administration law, amendment law of 2024. So the question now is, are those 7 laws the product of lawmaking in Rivers State House of Assembly? It's equally on record that between January 2024 to May 2024, the Okojumbo-led faction of the Rivers State House of Assembly has churned out 2 laws. So these 2 laws, which the governor has assented to, the question now is, are these 2 laws a product of a functional Rivers State House of Assembly, for which we can say that there have not been issues as to the functionality of the House of Assembly to warrant the National Assembly to now come and take over the House of Assembly? Again, we put that question to you and leave you with an answer independently derived from your inferences as a result of all that has been happening in Rivers State. So in conclusion, why the National Assembly has the powers to take over the functions of Rivers State House of Assembly, constitutionally speaking, the National Assembly must ensure that the circumstances created under the Constitution, which is that Nigeria must be at war, or that the Rivers State House of Assembly is unable to carry out its function as a result of prevailing circumstances within the state. They must ensure that these 2 instances exist, either of these 2 instances exist, before the National Assembly can take over the function of Rivers State House of Assembly. And what is the implication if the National Assembly takes over the powers and function of the Rivers State House of Assembly without the existence of either of these 2 situations? The answer is that the court will invalidate that resolution by the National Assembly to take over the House of Assembly of Rivers State. Reason being that neither of these two circumstances actually exist. It's at this juncture we draw the curtain on today's edition of Let's Talk with Asset Litigation, and I believe it has been an educative and interesting edition for you. Yes, you are wonderful listeners. If you have questions, comments and suggestions, please do to go to the comment section of whatever streaming platform you're watching us on, and then type your question there, and as usual we will give you prompt response. If you're yet to join our YouTube community, please go on to YouTube, search for the word Law Ascent on YouTube, click the subscription icon there and hit the notification bell, and then you will be part of our YouTube community and get notified whenever we upload our daily law tip videos. Until we come again your way next week with another threading, interesting and topical and juicy story in the political scene of Nigeria. From us here in Asset Litigation, we say bye-bye and God bless you.